with 13,000 employees in Canada and over 70,000 globally. Now, here's a rundown of what I'll be presenting today, and rather than spend much time on this slide, I prefer to just jump right in. So I expect you're all here because you already know that municipalities are impacted by weather. There are countless statistics on the damage caused by extreme events and the ever-evolving challenges cities and towns face under climate change. And it affects different aspects of municipal life, and municipal operations have different weather sensitivities. Public safety, reputation, environmental stewardship. There are operating costs, capital expenditures, and revenue streams. Each of these are influenced by weather in their own way, which is why I find it interesting that so many decisions are made each day by trusting an arbitrarily favorite weather app or a general public forecast. Now, the public forecasts are fine for the general public. If you're deciding how to dress your kids for the day or whether to go camping or have a night at the movies. But the consequences for municipalities are much greater. There's a lot more at stake. Having tailored insight into what conditions will be and how that feeds into the decisions being made has a measurable benefit. This is what I'll be discussing for the next 15 to 20 minutes. Now, we offer a broad spectrum of services through Advanced Weather Intelligence, or AWI. And in the next couple of slides, I'll give you a peek under the hood of our digital infrastructure and a view of one of our primary user interfaces. So we deal with a lot of data. We manage over 2 terabytes in our pipeline each day. This includes over 4 million real-time sensor readings from private and public observation networks, international radar and satellite imagery, global and regional weather models, as well as our own products. We turn all of this into something our clients can use to help them make decisions. We send out over 60,000 forecasts to 17,000 users on a daily basis, plus another 100,000 safety alerts each year. Now, many of our clients access our forecast products and observations through our web-based portal, which we call Decision View Weather. Through this, users can view real-time observations from MET sensors, see how they can blend into near-term forecasts. They can cycle through camera images or view displays of really anything that can be monitored in the environment, including water levels and air quality. We've developed proprietary radar animation, which blends sources from across North America and shows not only precipitation intensity, but also precipitation type. Users can also access archives and set up customized alerts. We also provide a mobile app, which is a streamlined version of the web portal. Most of the remaining slides focus on specific solutions used by our municipal clients or by our provincial and state clients to the benefit of municipalities. I've sprinkled some client testimonials throughout, and you'll have to indulge me while I read them, as they really highlight the integral role that AWI plays in our clients' operations. But first, I'd like to touch on, in general terms, how we partner with municipalities, big and small, to meet their unique needs. To start, we don't just provide forecasts. We provide operations and risk management tools that empower our clients to make confident and timely decisions every single day. We develop long-term partnerships and customized solutions supported by in-house team of experts, professional meteorologists, software developers, data scientists, climate specialists, to name a few. AWI has grown organically over the last 25 years and evolved in step with client need and technological advancement. We've partnered with many of our clients for 5, 10 years or more, and some of our clients have actually been with us since the very beginning. We maintain these relationships through continuous improvement and high service levels, including 24/7 accessibility and responsiveness. We understand implicitly that the decisions made by municipalities can impact the well-being of thousands or even millions of people. Now, let's dive into one of our foundational offerings, Road Weather Information Systems, or RWIS. So RWIS is critical for effective planning of winter maintenance operations for any municipality that experiences below freezing or close to freezing conditions. And it's also useful for summer maintenance efforts as well. It includes hourly forecasts with high granularity on precipitation types and rates and accumulation, as well as road conditions, including surface and subsurface temperatures. RWIS forecasts give operations managers the oversight and information required to provide consistent levels of service to the motoring public. This insight contributes significantly to winter fleet management and resource deployment, and is a key input into salt management, which I'll circle back to in a couple of slides. Our team can also help clients track the use of their forecasts, or the use of our forecasts, where there are regulatory requirements to do so. I have a quote there from the Maintenance Management Office of the Ministry of Transportation of Ontario. We have been consistently impressed with the exceptional service provided by WSP for our RWIS network. Their depth of knowledge is truly remarkable, and they are always ready to provide insightful solutions and support. Full-scale RWIS stations cost, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 to install. And while these stations provide excellent measurements and data, including from sensors embedded directly in the road surface and at subsurface levels, that's obviously a massive cost that not every town is able to bear. So in addition to designing and installing full-scale RWIS stations for clients, we also provide several alternatives that can still help increase the density of observation networks and get site-specific information. The first is mini RWIS. These are streamlined stations with non-invasive sensors, like the one pictured in the bottom left. It's much easier and less costly to install. There's also mobile RWIS. These are vehicle-mounted monitoring solutions shown in the bottom right, along with some of its outputs to get real-time updates over entire stretches of road. We also provide solutions that require no equipment at all. Virtual RWIS is something our clients have benefited from for several years. Usually RWIS forecasts are tied to station locations, but we're able to apply our understanding of variations in regional microclimates to provide RWIS intelligence where there aren't any physical stations. An example of an existing layout is shown in the middle left, where some physical stations exist, but we are able to augment the insight our client receives by supplementing with 5 additional virtual RWIS stations. We're also taking things a step further and prototyping a new solution with some of our provincial clients that's leveraging AI to provide full network road surface and subsurface temperature predictions. An example of that is on the top right. Now, of course, the simplest solution is to use existing infrastructure. So we also facilitate data sharing agreements between clients that operate in adjacent or overlapping geographies. Now, many of our stations integrate cameras as well, which can provide co-benefits above and beyond road weather. As an example, the image in the top left was taken by one of our clients' roadside cameras in Newfoundland this summer. It captures some of the wildfire fighting efforts from ground crews and water bombers, and a lot of different instrumentation can piggyback on existing infrastructure. Things like air quality or noise pollution monitoring, IoT devices, you name it. So you don't have to go through the full cost and effort of installing something to get more insight for parameters above and beyond weather. Still in the vein of road weather, MDSS, or Maintenance Decision Support System, is a way to take RWIS to the next level of decision-making support. MDSS makes explicit recommendations for timing and type of treatment for each road segment. This is based on our RWIS forecasts and the client's own rules of practice. It can show the impact on mobility with and without treatment, and is applicable to roads and sidewalks and parking lots. That's also compatible with automatic vehicle location, or AVL, of your fleet, with dynamic updates to recommendations based on what's actually happening out in the field. Independent studies, as well as some client-led studies, have shown significant benefits to implementing MDSS, including those listed here on the slide. We have clients that are seeing several $100,000s a year in operational savings, not to mention keeping hundreds of tons of salt out of the environment for each winter storm. The City of Vaughan even won International Smart Cities Award for the optional implementation of our MDSS. Everything up to this point has been client-facing, but we also provide public weather advisories in the way of dynamic message signs. When conditions along a route become hazardous, the signs provide alerts and suggestions to motorists to reduce the risk of incidents. Our clients have found this type of consistent and intelligent communication really helps improve public safety and mitigates potential economic losses on our roadways. We have a quote there from Maine Department of Transportation, one of our US clients. WSP's accurate forecasting, timely alerts, and detailed analysis have been instrumental in helping us plan and respond more effectively to weather-related challenges. WSP's commitment to clear communication and reliable data has enhanced our ability to ensure safety, optimize operations, and maintain mobility. Now, continuing on, the theme of adverse conditions and extreme weather brings us to our severe weather risk dashboard, known as Decision View Harsh Environment. This tool is incredibly valuable for decision makers that are responsible for a diverse portfolio, cover a broad geography, or are sensitive to a range of weather conditions. It distills down multiple sources of uncertainty to provide risk awareness at a glance. So, it's traffic light system. Green means you have nothing to worry about in the coming hours and days, while oranges and reds mean you need to focus more intently on environmental conditions and consider implementing mitigation measures. You can also animate specific risks to see how they will evolve spatial temporally for improved situational awareness. It is highly customizable, so users are able to focus on the locations and hazards that are most important to them, and they can fine-tune the sensitivity of the risk calculations because high risk to me means something then high risk to you. They're also able to customize the alerts that they received over email or text. Covers a range of hazards, including weather, wildfire, earthquakes, and hurricanes. We also provide forecasts and alerts for client-defined situations. One example is our extreme precipitation forecasts, which we provide for around 40 municipalities in Newfoundland and Labrador. We focus on the exceedance of the 20-year and 100-year rainfall thresholds. Responders are able to cross-reference the associated flood risk mapping and make preparations like clearing storm drains or even laying sandbags. Our meteorologists also prepare storm reports, giving insight into events that are expected to have a widespread impact. They connect with individual clients to provide briefings in advance of sensitive operations. The quote here is from Newfoundland Labrador's Water Resources Management Division. The forecasts are consistently accurate, clearly communicated, and tailored to our local geography and unique weather patterns. They enabled us to make informed decisions around emergency preparedness and infrastructure protection, ultimately helping to keep our residents safe during the critical winter months. The service provided by WSP is vital to our flood forecasting operations, and we look forward to continuing our collaboration in the years to come. A key part of the intelligence we provide is created by our professional meteorologists who work around the clock every day of the year. Clients can connect with the people that actually created the forecasts via our 1-800 number, over email, or through instant messaging. They can provide on-demand consultation as well as pre-planned weather briefings, as I already mentioned. They also provide in-person and virtual training to ensure end users are really getting the most out of our services. I have a quote here from one of our industrial clients, McKeel Marine Limited. Having use of a single source of truth for weather-sensitive decision-making is important, so we can schedule the work accurately. WSP offers a diverse set of services and products to meet a range of needs, which includes localized and accurate weather forecast, tailored support, training, and having access and guidance from WSP's professional meteorologists readily available. So to cap things off, I want to quickly touch on some of the related strategic advisory services that we provide. Salt management and winter maintenance plans ensure that your operations are set up for maximum efficiency and efficacy. This really enables you to have the best starting point possible for your day-to-day decisions, ensuring that you're getting the best bang for your buck for your operations. We also provide climate risk and vulnerability assessments, which help identify elements of your municipal infrastructure, which are the greatest risk under climate change. We provide portfolio level screening to help prioritize action areas, as well as asset or service specific assessments that feed directly into adaptation plans. Before we move to Q&A, I'm going to share some key recommendations that will really help maximize the value that advanced weather intelligence brings to your municipality. The first is to build cross-department collaboration. break down silos, and use weather intelligence across all departments, from public works and transportation to emergency services and parks. Weather impacts nearly every municipal function. Weather data should flow across all of these different teams. A shared system reduces duplication, provides a single source of truth, which prevents conflicting decisions and builds trust across departments and more efficient resource deployment. Second is to prioritize integration and communication. Don't just check a box. Weather intelligence should be tied into existing asset management, dispatch, and emergency response platforms, ensuring insights aren't siloed in a dashboard but that they directly inform scheduling and maintenance and communications. Use weather intelligence not only to adjust your internal operations, but also to send timely, accurate updates to residents and businesses and other stakeholders. This enhances transparency and builds public trust. And finally, partner with a mature, adaptable solution provider. As your towns and cities grow and the challenges you face evolve, it's important that you have a reliable partner that is continuously advancing the solutions provided, taking advantage of the latest technology and the best data and the most applicable analysis techniques. Someone you can call anytime who will understand your needs and specific situation. This is what WSP provides with advanced weather intelligence. I'll leave it there, and we'll gladly take any questions you might have. We should have lots of time, so hopefully we'll be able to address most of them. But if I don't get to them all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me via email. So I see a couple questions have come in. So the first question is, rural towns are often significantly challenged by limited funds and data. What are the options for those communities? So there's lots of options. We don't have to provide the full service package for every municipality, especially smaller municipalities. We're able to provide pretty streamlined services, off-the-shelf products that don't require much effort to get up and going. And we're also able to piggyback on a lot of the advancements that we make for all our clients in general. So no single municipality is going to be bearing the full cost of us continuing to improve. When it comes to monitoring and site-specific insight, refer back to the slide where I talked about the different options like mini RWIS and virtual RWIS, and we've been able to deploy that for many smaller municipalities as clients. And so we provide solutions that they find very useful for their situations, right up to the very large metropolises that have more complex requirements. Okay, another question. Services sound expensive. What motivates municipalities to pay? Do we have any examples of this work in the United States? The cost of these services really depends on how many of them you receive. And like as mentioned in the last question, we're really able to provide streamlined solutions for more cost-sensitive clients, and also develop more tailored and complex solutions for more complex needs. There is a strong business case for availing of these services. Refer back to MDSS, where we have clients that have shown in studies that by implementing MDSS, their operational costs dropped by hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, which completely eclipses the service fees related to subscribing to the service. There's elements of public safety and emergency management. There's a large number of co-benefits that municipalities receive that may not be as quantifiable as dollars saved from more efficient operations. But we're certainly able to quantify those benefits for clients, and we encourage clients to do that. If they're able to set a benchline or a benchmark or baseline of their various operational costs and inputs before our services start, and then evaluate after a year or 2 years, then we're able to show the tangible improvement and show that the service more than pays for itself. And we do have US clients. I had a quote there from Maine Department of Transportation. And we also, another one of our large clients in the US is Georgia Department of Transportation. So, we have, imperial and metric units, and we also provide English and French services, fully bilingual there, both in units and languages. Okay, a question related to AI. How can AI inputs be reviewed and verified? So AI is obviously something that's front of mind, and something that we're putting a lot of focus and attention on. Our default position isn't to trust it as a black box. We know that it's still an emerging technology. It certainly has its use cases, but we're evaluating and prototyping those different use cases on an ongoing basis before full rollouts and full implementation. In addition to our own in-house AI applications, where we have a lot of confidence in the inputs, and we're able to track the performance and the outputs. Excuse me, like we're constantly evaluating the performance and use cases of each new AI model that is released from third parties. What we found so far is that in general, the performance doesn't yet compare with traditional numerical weather prediction models across the board. But there's certainly benefits and areas where they do bring significant value, and they are improving at a rapid pace. WSP has a strategic partnership with Microsoft, and we're actively exploring use cases for using their Aurora AI weather model. We've also engaged with Google and directly with Google in discussions on their GraphCast model. All right. Okay, so just another question to elaborate on our work in the United States. What are the challenges you have working with US clients, if any? It would be the same challenges that we have working with Canadian clients. We haven't experienced any political challenges, or we have forecasters that are based in the US. We have, they have a lot of similar sensitivities. There might be slightly different climates, but the shoulder seasons and the different types of extreme weather certainly bring similar challenges that they would in parts of Canada. We've have great long-term working relationships with our US clients, and we're able to, like I mentioned, we're able to provide the forecasts and observations in units that they're comfortable with. And like we continue to evolve our services with them just like we would any other client. Another elaboration question on AI. Do you see AI tools taking over forecasting or lowering the cost substantially, especially when it comes to data? I think that AI will have an increasingly important role in weather forecasting, and I think it's also important, as I alluded to before, that we don't just explicitly trust the output as truth or given fact. There's AI is definitely going to be able to improve some efficiencies and allow us to develop really exciting new tools and value to bring to clients, but it's not the be all end all of weather forecasting. And I think being able to provide real professional meteorologists for clients to consult with and talk to about the various uncertainty and nuance and risks associated with the various weather events in advance of sensitive operations is going to continue to be a core part of what we provide to clients. Okay, another AI question. Does the virtual and/or AI augmented ROS rely on having clients' work done in surrounding areas? So yes and no. So there's in developing and training the AI road temperature models, having a long history of observations is critical. And being able to have that data set to train the data and making sure that data is broad and representative enough of the different kind of conditions that we would deploy the forecast for is important. And so in that sense, yes, it does, it is important that we've had clients, if not in the same geography, in kind of similar types of client or climates and situations. For virtual ARWIS, it does lean more heavily on nearby road weather stations, physical stations. But we're also continuing to evolve that. Like there's other ways that we can bring observations in. We have a remote sensing team that's exploring options, through satellite and radar. And I think that there's really a lot of potential in moving to remotely sensed and ML or machine learning based solutions that really provide data where there isn't a large in situ observation network. Okay, so another question here. I think I have time for the last one. Do you use hydrodynamical numerical models, for example, for flood forecasting, physical-based Navier-Stokes equations, or do you have another approach? So the clients that use our forecast as part of their own flood forecasting efforts, like the province of Newfoundland does, we focus on providing the precipitation, the extreme precipitation inputs. These are based on Navier-Stokes. These are based on numerical weather prediction models, and then they take our inputs, they use our outputs as inputs into their own flood forecasting models. So I think that's most of the questions I see there, and I think we're at time. But again, I just wanted to thank everybody for spending some time with me today. I hope you found it interesting and worthwhile. And my email is here and should be available in other places. If you have any further questions, or if you want to have a conversation, please don't hesitate to reach out.